basically. Within a week, he's going to lose later on. He's just in a great place right now. Body's just nice and relaxed and ready to go. I would say about 58, 57, somewhere around there maybe.
Do you normally take that day off like you did yesterday? Is that part of your routine?
Always.
Always. We'll do a massage the day, last workout, massage on a Wednesday, and then take off completely, let that body heal.
We have calendars last 3 years, and we do the same thing. Break it down.
On the same lines, at the extra 4 pounds, anything different? You know, the extra 4 pounds to work with?
It's great, easier. I wish it was at 47, but the weight class is not a catch weight. Should have been at 47.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened, but I think that happened because they didn't want Chris to be, 160 pounds.
Too big.
Yeah. Tell you what, it happened. Pacquiao didn't want it.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's a catch, why are you having a catch weight? It's a world title. It's 147 on the dot. If you want to weigh 144, be my guest. But the weight class is 147.
Hey, if I had to fight him, I would make his ass lose as much weight as possible.
I'm coming down, by the way. I'm coming down. I'm telling him, I'm coming down.
This is the size difference right here. He needs to come down and meet me somewhere.
Does the early start play into anything? I mean, fighting in the morning, do you have to adjust anything?
Yeah, it's perfect. Chris Algieri is a morning person anyway. All of our sparring
late.
Hates it.
Hates late night fighting.
Our sparring every day. We spar 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 o'clock. The fight's going to be at our sparring time. It's perfect. Once again, this is the Chris Algieri show. It lines up perfect. Everything goes according to what he needs. That's it.
Yeah, he really doesn't enjoy fighting 12 o'clock at night. He'd rather have it this way before fighting late night.
And he gets to go to the pool after the fight. That's key. That's key.
Tim, you call Chris confident. Freddie Roach calls him cocky. Freddie Roach seems to be getting quite worked up at this stage with a few comments. What do you read into it?
I read into it because he knows what's going to happen to one of his favorite fighters ever. And honestly, if I was in his shoes, I would be doing the same thing. I would call Chris this and call Chris that. But if anyone who knows Chris loves Chris and knows he's a great person. If you say something bad about Chris, it's only because either he's fighting somebody that you have, or you're trying to get under his skin. But Freddie knows what this fight is and where Chris is coming from, and I would be barking like he is too.
I think he's still a little bitter of him being dropped.
Do you see that he has some kind of advantage there, having trained the fighter and having seen Chris up close for 12 rounds? He knows Chris pretty well. We see that there's a big advantage there in having. This is now his second fight on the run against him.
No way. This Chris not the same guy. That was Chris in my scale. That was Chris 2 levels ago. Chris is at a 7 on my level of 1 to 10. He fought Provodnikov at a 5. Now he's at a 7. He's still got a couple more notches to go to be the best that I believe he can be. But he's where he needs to be right now. So he's a different fighter than what you saw that night.
How important is it for Chris to establish his jab early, and what's he going to do about Manny's hand speed?
Oh, it's very important to get that jab working, but it's also his feet. Just making slight little movements. You don't need to make tremendous, huge movements and run all over the ring. An inch here, an inch there makes all the difference. But he's got to. It's not brains. It's not rocket science. About 5'11" basically, he's got 5'6". That jab is going to be important all night long. He knows it.
What does that do to say?
And it's got to be out there.
You don't fight that?
It's fear. He just has it.
Who have you had that's got a similar style to Manny to get Chris's timing off for that kind of thing? Who have you had?
Brad brought in Zab Judah, and then what's the other kid?
Jose Zepeda.
Jose Zepeda, 21-0, 18 knockouts, young kid, up-and-coming kid. So, and who else used him? Bradley. Bradley, I've used him for his 2 fights. So, it's hard to get anybody to beat him, but you do the best you can.
I had 3 other young kids that I also that I brought into camp, undefeated lefties. And the way I would do it is because I don't have anybody quite as fast as Manny. I'd have him go in for 2 rounds. So our last day of sparring was everybody 2 rounds. So two. Give me the best you got. Give me the best you got. Give me the best you got. And Chris, when I say he didn't lose 1 minute of that sparring session, I mean he didn't lose 1 minute of that sparring session. 12 rounds of 5 fresh guys, 2 rounds of clip, and won every round. So, yeah, we're prepared.
You guys have made no bones about how important the movement is. In recent history, Pacquiao's had a history of cramping up with his legs. Have you guys thought about that?
Doesn't matter. I hope his legs don't cramp. I hope his legs are on fire to be a better fight for us. But if his legs do cramp, we'll be going to the pool a little bit earlier than expected.
Has it been a happy training camp knowing Chris, knowing he's supposed to be getting 2 point something instead of 1.6 million?
Has it been what?
Happy
Has
camp.
it been a happy training camp for Chris?
You know what? At first, it was very hard to swallow. But I did some qigong in the park, and I took some long walks. Chris and I spoke eye to eye about it, and we're just very happy to be here in this opportunity. And we said that we can either be mad about this and fuss about this and try to get more money, or we can take advantage of the opportunity. And the money situation is what it is. We need to win this fight and be at another level in his career and be able to negotiate better next time. But that didn't play anything. It only took about it took Chris about a day and a half, and it took me about a week and a half. Seeing a psychologist and things like that to get my my mind right, and now then we're good.
Should have came to me, I would slap it out of you.
Hey, we're here. You know what I mean? So we're here.
I'm having a good time.
How have you managed to have Chris maintain his focus among all the media circus? It seems like it's never wavered once. Have you seen any moment where he's thought to himself or said out loud, wow, I can't believe I'm here, I can't believe I'm facing Manny Pacquiao?
Not at all.
He's always visioned himself here. This is what he's always asked for, always wanted to be.
Chris
He embraces
Algieri show.
all this. He really does. You don't want to be bothered all that much the last 2 days before you fight, but otherwise, he embraces this. He enjoys this stuff. And he always, like I said, he's always seen himself here. This is where he belongs.
You shut it down pretty good after the final press conference, right?
No. Nope.
Yeah, things have been a lot slower now. So week started off a lot, and then now it's
Definitely calmed down. Especially yesterday. He didn't do anything yesterday.
yeah.
We didn't have anything. We had a whole day basically. We were at the pool. Nobody bothered us at the pool. Nobody.
Yeah, yesterday was fun.
Show me off.
Tim, tell us a little bit more about your own kickboxing career.
About my kickboxing
Yeah.
career? Well, I kickboxed. I was professional for 12 years. I achieved my goal of being world champion. Along with, I had Keith come in a little bit later in my career. I achieved all my goals, and yeah, I got to have 17. I had 18 fights. I was 17-1. 14 knockouts, 9 of those knockouts being to the liver. So I love to snatch bodies up. But now that I'm done, it's Chris's job, and I've been very satisfied watching him win. So
I mean, Chris is obviously your protege. Do you see any sort of parallels between him now and maybe you in the past when you were in a similar situation in terms of like a major fight?
You know what? Not really. I had a lot of problems outside the ring. I had a lot of trouble. I didn't have my mind together the way Chris has himself together. So we're not similar in things outside the ring, but inside the ring, he's a ferocious beast as I was. But I've actually had to learn how to be a better human being like him outside the ring, especially since retirement. And yeah, so I still learn from him.
Tell us, you were a thug, huh?
It's a nice way of putting it.
I'm a redhead stepchild, born in another country, and I'm a lefty. You know what I mean? So there's more, there's more midgets with one leg walking around than me. You know what I mean? So shit is what it is, man. You know?
What is it about Chris Algieri? I was touching on this with Joe yesterday. He has an X factor. There's something different. There's something special about him that's captured so many people's imagination. What do you put your finger on? You know,
Chris Algieri believes in himself. Chris Algieri is honest with himself, and that's something that that the human race in general, you know, we all question ourselves a little bit. We all cut corners a little bit. You know, even Stitch will eat a muffin every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Algieri doesn't do that. He's always honest with himself, and he believes in himself. He surrounds himself with people who believe in him. And if I had to sum it up in one word, that what makes Chris is belief.
And obviously Manny has, as we touched on before, this huge entourage. You've kept it quite a small, tightly knit group. All going well, you win this, say win a Manny rematch, and say you want it in a Mayweather fight in about a year's time. Would you ever allow these hangers-on, these people to sort of surround you, or would you always going to keep it exactly as you keep it now?
No, we keep it like it is. And if Keith is a coach, but he's also our pit bull. So he'll get anybody out of here we need to. So. But yeah, Chris keeps a tight circle. It will not grow. No.
We don't need any new friends. We're good. We've been together for a long time. We don't need new friends.
It's the way it should be, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, man.
Concerning Chris's the grotesque injury he suffered in the fight against Pacquiao, have you seen any lingering issues, or do you anticipate any problems from that?
Not at all. You know, he something I said a long time ago when we used to spar. You know, he and I would spar. He'd give me a black eye. I give him a black eye. You know, he bruised a rib or something, and I would come back the next week, and you know, I don't tell him, but I'm still hurting. You know, my black eye is still really black, and his black eye is gone. And after we started becoming friends, I'm like, man, you know, you heal like a vampire. And as we went on, you know, he broke his wrist, he broke his forearm and this and that, and then he healed again, you know, super fast. So when the fight was over, I'm like, dude.